Hello everybody, it's Bubba Rob here. How's it going? It's a beautiful day today, Friday. It's July the 7th. I'm just doing a picture of the waterfront here, and there's the Olympic Mountains in Washington State. I believe that's where they are. That's right over around there somewhere. That's where Port Angeles is, and I'll pan back and you can see some of the freighters here that are waiting because of the longshoreman strike in Vancouver. And there's the view of City of Victoria right there. Anyways, I'm going to shut this thing off and hop back in my truck and do the video. Bye-bye. Hello everybody, it's Bubba Rob again. How's it going? I'm just sitting here in my truck. Got my microphone on. I'm going to be a little bit more cognizant of the volume and everything, but you're probably wondering why I'm filming the video today, and I said vegan. Why? What it is, I was kind of thinking this morning when I got up, but one of the things I talk about is, like an actual dialogue or a better understanding of people on the other side of the vegan, vegetarian, carnivore debate, or keto, or whatever it is. And a lot of people aren't necessarily tolerant. They have their belief system and they kind of stick in one lane, and they don't really understand what the other what the other person is going through. And I've been seeing lots of videos and comments about people aren't being very respectful towards the other side. So I think, to be fair, and I poke fun at them myself, that part of my journey, I should really spend a little bit of time investigating things, get into subjects to maybe understand why somebody does or thinks the way they do, and maybe with a dialogue, with respect, and a little bit of tongue-in-cheek, a little bit of joking around is good. Maybe we can all get along and live on the same planet and agree to disagree, that we're all trying to get to the same goal of better human health and saving the environment, but with different perspectives. So the first thing I did is I Googled side effects of the vegan diet. And according to Google, that avoiding the consumption of an animal source food may also be related to certain things. This isn't me, this is Google. Anybody has a comment, I would please ask that you leave one. I'm just asking the questions here today. I'm not really even making a statement one way or the other. But according to Google, it says it can cause higher rates of depression, increased anxiety, hair loss, weak bones, muscle wasting, skin rashes, hypothyroidism and anemia, with a lack of vitamin B12 and omega-3s, the inability to concentrate, especially in the young, with not getting proper nutrition. Well, here we go. Bone density, right? We just touched on that. Osteoporosis. That's one of the things my mom suffered from. That's kind of scary. When you're talking about hip fractures and people falling and breaking limbs, and especially in the elderly, it's not a good thing for them to happen. And things with arthritis and hip and knee replacements that people are going through, and shoulder replacements. I mean, just whatever. And also the lack of niacin, riboflavin, vitamin D, well, calcium again, iodine, and selenium or zinc. That, those things alone, actually, when I read it and hear it, cause me a great deal of concern. I'm like thinking, oh, why would I do that? Right? You know, but I really don't believe myself in my heart that I mean, you can mitigate some things with supplementation, but supplementation is never a good, a complete, I should say, a complete replacement for nutrition in our food, our food source. Looks like my phone's starting to get a little bit hot here. I'll open the window. Then I started thinking about vegans and carnivores. A subject that's pretty dear to me about animal cruelty. And to be honest with you, when I was doing my research in the carnivore diet, that wasn't really a big concern. And I think there's a lot of things in the vegan community or vegetarian community that they kind of don't think about when they're thinking about that or their food source or animals. You know, animals aren't just cows and pigs. There's even rats, mice, deer, squirrels, groundhogs. Could be moose, elk, wolves, coyotes, the food chain. So when you're taking over land to grow more vegetables, let's say, and you're cultivating that land, and I know Dr. Sean Baker talked about this quite a bit, and he was giving out the stats about the amount of animal deaths compared to the animal deaths caused by slaughter of cows. Really, it's quite a bit, Wayne. You know, the least amount of deaths is actually as far as cattle farming is compared to actual agricultural farming. So, you know, I don't have the stats on that, and that's not what this video is for. This video is almost like a prelude to where I want to go with my channel and get into more of these things and create a discussion, like an open discussion with people out there. They can feel free to write me and say what they want and just kind of get the discussion going. But what I do know is there is a natural circle of life. And whenever we do one thing that disturbs that, we're disturbing our planet. We're disturbing how things are supposed to be. We as human beings have farmed and hunted and fished and done things a certain way for thousands of years. Now that, and really, I guess over the years, people smarter than me have been genetically engineering different seeds and things like that to make certain crops more productive all over the world. Probably the biggest change might have been in the last 50 to 70 years. So I would kind of think to have that in mind when you're making your choice. Like, is the food we're getting really, at least in the vegetable part, really nutritionally equivalent to what we were naturally getting 1,000 years ago or 500 years ago? I really don't believe so. I mean, one of the jobs I did years ago is because I got my class 1, I would go long hauling. And you know, I'd be going by Cattleman City and Bakersfield. And there's a big feedlot, cattle feedlot there on the I-5. And you know, it did kind of bother me seeing the cattle like that. I really didn't like it, you know. But you know what really bothered me more as I'm reflecting on this, and this is going back probably, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago. When I was going through places like Brawley and Calexico, and you'd be going down to Dallas, and many of those Mexican border towns in California, you'd go to these cooling sheds and these farms where they're picking the produce. I'd see this barren land. And there'd be this big tower, right? With this green liquid in it. And that was what was growing our food. That can't be good. I mean, I don't know what was in it, but it's just, to me, it didn't seem very natural, you know? I mean, it just didn't. I mean, what's the shit they're putting in our vegetables make it grow in that land, which isn't really bearable for farming? Because it wouldn't be naturally growing there. I mean, all their pipe systems were underground. Yeah, it's just kind of made me think. You know, so as I'm on my journey and thinking about this stuff, and you know, watching other people's videos, and you know, a big reason I made the decision to go the way I went is, to me personally, the carnivore diet is definitely a much more natural way to go. But I also believe we have to have some respect for the other side. You know, it wouldn't hurt to poke fun with people, like all tongue-in-cheek and stuff like that. But to make videos where you're purposely running people down or their lifestyle choices, if you're just calling them stupid, I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. You know, what is the agenda you're pushing? You know, I don't know. You know, so I'm going to be digging more into this stuff. I just want to give you guys something to think about without passing any judgment on anybody. So please, you know, write me, be respectful. And you know, I got broad shoulders. I don't really give a shit what people think about me. I am who I am, and people want to be ignorant out there, just go right ahead. Feel free. Free Willy. Anyways, that's it for my talk today. I love you all. Remember, be a good person, good stoic, good carnivore, and you can be a good vegan, right? Good bluesman, biker, just, again, a good person. Remember to be kind, be respectful, you know, just be good. Oh yeah. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.